We got the Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets. The Miami Dolphins, we talked about this last week, right? They're finally the favorites, right? They're the big dogs. They'd won, I think, 5 in a row or something like that. They go on the road in Denver, Mile High, which I know you don't have the big fans base there at this point, thanks to the restrictions in the crowd sizes and all that. But still, you're going to Denver, you're traveling, you're on the road. The Denver Broncos are a team that plays well coming from behind. And the Miami Dolphins had been really just dominating people defensively. I felt like this was a danger game for Miami. I did pick them and said, look, if Miami's for real, they're going to cover the spread. So I picked Miami because I think they're going to be a playoff team. But I'm also not surprised that Denver took care of business. And I'm not going to freak out about it either. I don't think the sky's fallen by any means. But it's interesting that they took Tua out of the lineup based on performance, although I don't disagree with that decision to go to Fitzpatrick. It's one of these things I was confused by, intrigued by when they made the decision, when they were kind of on a roll there, moving from Fitzpatrick, who's playing well in a system that, in Chan Gailey, he'd been in that system for years with the Jets and the Buffalo Bills. There's a familiarity there. I found it odd that they went to Tua. Again, don't disagree with it. Don't disagree from taking Tua out now, but Tua will be the starter next week. The Jets, I was curious to see, coming off a bye week, were they going to cover against the Chargers? Maybe the Jets go winless this season. I don't know. I think it's a get-right game for Miami. I think Miami, having lost that game, I think they'll come back and get it together. So let me just get you with fantasy football projections. Tua, honestly, I would start him this week. I feel fine with that, even after the bad game last week. Running back there, I still go with Salvon Ahmed. I think he'll have a nice bounce-back game as well. Receivers, I don't love the receivers, but if I'm going to pick one, obviously it's going to be Preston Williams with respect to Jakeem Grant. Gesicki, I actually do have projected. I don't love Gesicki, but I do have him projected to get in the end zone. So if you're in a hurt or if you're in a pinch and you're looking to stream a tight end and you're looking for somebody off of waivers, Gesicki could be the guy again. It kind of makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit, but there you go. New York Jets, am I starting anybody? Crowder and nobody else for me this week against the Miami Dolphins defense. It's Crowder or bust for me for the Jets. Take it away, David.
Well, I will say Preston Williams, I believe, is
going
to be inactive again. He missed this past week, so I believe he's going to miss another week. But I don't think you're starting Jakeem Grant. I think it's pretty clear what you do with the Dolphins against the Jets. You start Tua, and again, I think you have to double down on Tua. It's the Jets, guys. It's the Jets. You start him again. It doesn't matter what happened against Denver. And Denver has had their moments on defense this year. Jets, those moments have been few and far in between. So you're starting Tua. You're starting Ahmed, who saw the majority of the work again. Even with Breda playing, he saw 12 attempts to Breda's 2. 5 receptions for 31 yards. He scored 8 PPR points just catching the ball, Ahmed. So he's absolutely a start against the Jets. And then Devontae Parker, who's been really the only receiving weapon with Tua at quarterback that you can rely on. So you know what to do with the Dolphins. On the other side, we got the Jets, who you know what to do as well. You sit everybody, so it's pretty simple. But the one thing that I would take away from the Jets is not a whole lot to cover. One, P. Ryan, I believe, got hurt, so that makes Frank Gore in deeper leagues, I guess. He's facing Miami, his former team, so we got a revenge game narrative there. And the other takeaway is that Jamison Crowder is not Joe Flacco's wide receiver. He's not. He is Sam Darnold's wide receiver. In Jamison Crowder's past 2 games with Joe Flacco, he's got 2 receptions for 26 yards and a touchdown, only 2 targets against New England. Went into the bye, came out of the bye, 3 targets this past game, 1 reception, 16 yards. That's it. 2 PPR points. On the other hand, look at Brashad Perriman and what he's done with Joe Flacco. 5 for 101 and 2 touchdowns on 7 targets against New England. 2 for 54 and another touchdown this past week against LA on 4 targets. So he's out-targeted Jamison Crowder in both of those games with Joe Flacco at quarterback. He's been targeted down the field, and he's got 3 touchdowns in the past 2 games with Joe Flacco at quarterback. So am I picking him up in a redraft league? Hell the heck no. But in daily fantasy, I mean, I guess, maybe. He's a better value than Crowder, I think, at this point, and I definitely wouldn't pay up or start Crowder in any league as long as Joe Flacco's at quarterback.
So let me hit you with the line in this one. Bovada has Miami -7 versus the Jets. Who would you take?
I'm going to take Miami. I don't think 7 is crazy.
coming off that loss, I mean that's a loss that a young team would take, and I think they're in the bottom three in terms of age, meaning they're the youngest team. One of the bottom, the three youngest teams in the league, the Miami Dolphins. It's character building week. I think they'll come back and they'll come back strong. I really don't think the defense played awful. The offense. Denver was just doing some things, and Fangio, you got to give it up to Fangio. I mean, he had a nice game plan against Miami. I think they'll bounce back. I think the Jets are going to try to do what the Arizona Cardinals did, a lot of disguised blitzes, a lot of empty blitzes, and all that. And Tua played just fine against the Arizona Cardinals a couple weeks ago. I like the Miami Dolphins this week to bounce back, so I also take the Dolphins.